Okay.
I literally sat here and told Mom, we're going to let that song play one more time so I can finish getting set up. And she said, okay. And then it didn't play one more time. It did not loop. It just ended. And she just said, okay. Where's your microphone, Mom? Okay. Can you guys hear Mom? Can I get a mic check?
Mic check, mic check.
They can hear you. Good enough. Woo! I have no idea why I just... Woo! Hey friends, happy Friday night. I am excited to sit here and I don't know what work on. Actually, I do know what I'm going to work on. I'm going to sew with some Cork Fabric tonight and I'm going to show you...
Yay.
Stop. You know what you remind me of when you're in here? Please don't be upset with me. You know, Johnny... when was it Johnny Carson when he was on the late night and Ed McMahon? You remind me of Ed McMahon. Yeah, you remind me of Ed McMahon. Like I've got things and then you're just over there providing comic relief.
Story of my life.
Story of your life. So I've got a few rolls of cork that have been hiding out on my shelf and I'm like, geez, okay, Donna's going to be live tonight at 9:00 Eastern time. So just about an hour. And she has a very, very special guest over on her live. It is Karen Brown from Just Get It Done Quilts. This is a big name for Donna. This is a big name in the quilting industry, whether Karen would like to admit it or not. I think Karen is kind of flabbergasted that she has the following that she has and that there are so many other people out there that don't know who she is. But it is a big deal. And so tonight, Donna is not my after party. I am the tailgate for Donna, which means I want to end by 9:00, probably 9:05, so that we can all go over and support Donna. Tonight is her comeback live stream after her stroke. She has not been live on Friday nights for a very long time, so it would mean a whole lot if you popped over there. It'd mean a lot to Karen. It'd mean a lot to Donna. It'd mean a lot to me. It'd mean a lot to you. It'd mean a lot to everybody. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're just going to be live for an hour. So given that we're only going to be live for an hour, what can I sew?
Can I be Doc Severinsen instead of Ed McMahon?
I have no idea who that is.
His band leader.
5 minutes later. We're going back to the topic 5 minutes ago.
I was waiting for you to get all your words out.
My words weren't out. I paused to breathe.
Well, you got to jump in when you can.
So we're going to work on something that I can get done in an hour. And I thought, why not sew a couple of little fun things with cork? So I've got in my head a change purse that I'm going to make. A couple of years ago, I made this little change purse. Really easy to do. I was following a Sew Sweetness pattern for my husband. He keeps all of his loose change in it in his car. He's been driving around with this thing in his car for years, since we were in Arlington.
Wow.
And every time I see it, I'm like, I should make one of those for me. And do I? No. But tonight, that's going to change. I'm going to make myself a little coin purse tonight out of cork, and I'm going to show you how I do it with no real special tools. I don't have a special foot on my machine. I don't have a special anything. I just have all of my normal sewing tools
and
cork fabric. And I've got 3 or 4 different ones that I can choose from, so I'll make that decision tonight too. But before we get into that, let's just take a look at the chat and give all those green names a hey, hi, howdy, hello.
Hey, y'all.
All right, I'm just going to call out some of the green names that I see. I see Mike Seppa, New York Beauty is here. Hello, Mike. We've got Vanessa Anderson. Hello, hello, hello. Kelly Moiter is here. She says she is on vacation in Door Country, relaxing after a very fun-filled day. Pat Strawhouse is here and says, hello, Mama Nancy.
Hello, Pat.
I Love to Sew is here. Zaza Burns is here as well. Shelby, a math geek, is here. Sophie Bertel is here. Hello, Sophie. Kathy Has Faith is here. Hello, Becca and Mama Nancy. That's what Kathy is saying. Shelly Clark is here as well. We've got Vicky Bush. We
No
do
relation to George.
maybe there is. You don't know.
Maybe Bush's baked beans.
Jackie is here from DBD Stitch Art. And it looks like I got all of the green name. Oh, Angela Christine is here as well. Tracy Hardig, Cheryl Pickett, Gigi Quilts. Stuff is falling down. I can feel it. Guess who, Nancy? Hello, hello, hello.
Is that my nemesis?
Yes, Aunt Nancy Jean, as opposed to Mama Nancy Jean.
Okay, Aunt Nancy
Sue
Jean.
Allen, Bill Imhoff, Geraldine Gatton, Ruth Roberts, Karma, 322, hello. Katie with an E, Katie Vaught. I said Gigi Quilts. Oh, Mary, the Crafty Panda, is in the group.
Mary.
The guy who sews, Sean. Hello, Sean. Lily, a.k.a. Shaba Quilt, Lily from New York.
Hi, Lily.
And I think I'm getting there. I'm getting there. What else is green? What else is green?
We know.
I think I got all the green names. So if you're curious what is behind the green name, that is, those are my channel supporters right here on YouTube. You can become a channel supporter, get access to special emojis. Your name will show up in green on live chats. I'll try to give you a shout out on live streams if I see you in the chat. And you can sign up for that. Down below the video, there should be a join button. There's 2 tiers. Both of them get you the same benefits. And both of those also get you access to my VIP Zooms that I do once a month. And then once a quarter, we do a weekend-long retreat.
Is that this weekend?
No, last weekend in June will be the next one. And that last weekend in June is going to be a weekend-long retreat. We're going to open up the Zoom on Friday, and we're going to shut it down Saturday morning. We're going to open it up Saturday morning and shut it down Sunday evening. So it's not too late to sign up for the channel supporter if you want in on that. Also, if you want to take it to the next level, they are no way synchronized. I cannot make the two talk to one another. But if you want the same stuff plus a monthly, well, if you want the Zooms plus a monthly newsletter and access to my free patterns, all of my patterns for free, you get a copy for free, any of my downloads, my templates, whatever, free 99. That is on my website, sewbecca.com.
Free 99.
Exclamation VIP in the chat will get you a link over there. Okay, I feel like I've done all of my sales speeches.
Free 99.
Free 99. Free 99. Mama J Enterprises is here and says hello. That's a new name. Ooh, Bernie Chamberlain says, hello, Becca. What is the name of the binding foot you used in your binding video? Do you know if one is made for the baby lock? Thank you. Yes, it is a left compensating foot, and there is also a stitch in the ditch foot. I used both. It is made for the baby lock. I don't know which letter it is, but if you just search low shank, left compensating foot, or low shank, stitch in the ditch foot, it should fit your baby lock unless you have the Accomplish, which is a high shank machine.
Shank, shank, shank.
Shanky, shanky, match. Shanky, shanky, shank ya. Okay. Dale
right.
D is here. Hello, Dale. I keep wanting to read the green names in the chat.
She's green tonight,
Oh,
folks.
man. Okay, so the project's not going to take me that long. I'm going to get to the demo in just a couple of minutes. But before we do, let me talk to you a little bit about how my week went because I'm kind of excited about this. So yesterday, Zoe got to have a day off of school because we had a family day. We had a family memory day, and I'm really excited about this. Zoe loves the movie Beetlejuice, and so we decided to take her to see Beetlejuice the musical. It was probably right on the border of whether it was actually kid-friendly or not. I think it depends on your parenting style, so I'm sure there are folks out here that are like, I would never, and I hear you, but we did.
But we did.
But we did. I don't think we knew that going in, though. But Zoe is a mature 13, so I think she handled it okay. So we went and saw Beetlejuice last night and made some family memories. We drove down to Richmond and did that. But on our way, we left the Northern Virginia area very early because traffic on 95 can be outrageous, especially in the evening going south. So we decided that we were going to leave around 2 o'clock and then stop in the Richmond area for dinner and then go see the musical. But we thought it was going to take us 2 hours, 2.5 to get down to the area. And it only took us an hour and a half because traffic was not bad at all because we left at 2 o'clock. So, of course, I had to stop by a quilt shop.
Of course.
I went by Quilting Adventures in Richmond. I think it's just outside of Glen Allen or in that area, just north of Richmond if you're curious. And I did a little shopping. I'm going to share with you what my haul was while my husband and my daughter sat in the car. So, yeah, let me show you what I got.
What you got?
So the first cut of fabric that I got was this dolphin fabric. You see, Mom?
Oh, Mama likes.
Actually, these are whales, not dolphins. I apologize.
Doesn't matter. Love it.
For those that are curious, this is Lewis and Irene, and the fabric line is Ocean Glow, so I'm sure somebody's going to ask. So there's the selvage. When I walked into the store, I wasn't really sure what I was looking for, but I did know I wanted to spend a little bit of my fabric money. I don't really do a lot of fabric shopping. I tend to be more conscientious when I buy things. They're buying with an intention or a purpose. Very rarely do I go in and just buy because I like anymore. I've got enough fabric behind me. I don't really necessarily always want to add to my stash. So this time I was like, I'm going to buy just because I think it's pretty or purposeful, but I'm going to be a little intentional. The first thing I did was I bought all of this because it was the whales. They did have a dolphin print from the same line, and I thought it was cute. I bought everything that was left on the bolt because it was like 2 and almost a half yards of this, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. Normally, when I don't know what I'm going to do with a fabric, I want to buy 2 yards of it so I have enough to kind of play around with it. It could be maybe a border. Sometimes 3 yards is a little bit better, but it could be a border. It could be something else. It could be whatever. But there was only 3/8 of a yard left on the bolt after I took my 2 yards. So I just killed the bolt and they gave me a 15% discount, which means everything that I'm about to show you tonight, I got a discount on. I got a discount on this fabric. So this is gorgeous and I'm keeping it for me.
Yeah, it's got your name all over it.
Oh, it does. It does. And then the next piece, that was on a shelf that was right by their clearance shelves. So I wasn't sure if that was on sale or not because it was like, this was a sale shelf and there was a shelf right next to it. This one didn't say sale and it didn't have a red dot on any of the bolts, but this one did. So I was pretty sure that the whales were going to be full price because there wasn't a red dot for the clearance. But I was over there to look at the clearance. I just happened to see the whales, but I still got it on sale because I killed the bolt. The next 3 pieces were on the clearance shelf. So this, I don't love orange. However, I bought orange because it's ombre and it is part of the V&Co ombre bloom. I will show you the selvage here because somebody is going to ask. It is Ombre Bloom by Vanessa Christensen of V&Co for Moda Fabrics. The reason why I bought this and took everything that was on the bolt is because I already have some of this yardage in my stash. And I know it will work with those colors, but more importantly, I wanted to try to challenge myself to buy something that wasn't necessarily in my wheelhouse. Orange is one of those colors that's not in my wheelhouse very much. And so I thought, okay, if I'm going to do this, 50% off. That's what this was, 50% off. I was like, well, if I've got to put orange in on my shelf, it's ombre, it's Moda, it's V&Co, and it's 50% off. So all of those 3 things allowed me to add this orange to my stash. But because I bought an orange, I allowed myself to buy this beautiful pink.
Isn't that gorgeous?
This is gorgeous. And this is a repeat buy. So this is about 1.5 yards, and this was also 50% off. I had some of this fabric before. And I actually have some of it cut into binding strips in my binding jar.
Ooh.
However, I ran out of it. I loved it. I used it. It is an Anthology Batik. I don't know the line, but it is an Anthology Batik. I absolutely stinking loved this fabric. This is where the selvages are this way. So the print kind of goes, the print actually goes this way, right? Either way, it doesn't matter. I used it up, and when I saw they had this, I could tell it was only wrapped around the board like 2 or 3 times, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to kill the bolt on this. So it was 1 yard and just under a half. I think like 1 3/8 yards, 1 5/8, something like that. I took it for 50% off. And then the last one that I got, I really kind of,
love that.
yeah, I figured you would. I really kind of hem and hawed about this. There was about 3.5 yards of this fabric. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to get it. It is another anthology batik. It's got pineapples in it and seashells and what looked to be kind of sand dollar-esque, a little bit, some clams. I love the color of this. And I like the background of it. And this is very much my color. And I already have a lot of this on my shelf, but I bought orange, so I allowed myself to get another turquoise.
I would have just left the orange.
Well, I needed the orange because I will eventually need orange for something. So at least now I can be happy with the orange that I have.
You could gift it to Ian for his Halloween stuff.
No, I can gift it for my shelves because I will need orange for something at some point.
I liked my idea better.
So this is about 3.5 yards. I thought it was closer to 4. I don't remember the exact measurement. It was 50% off. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I do think it's going to be an excellent border fabric. It could maybe even in the right scale be a background. Probably not. I don't think it really reads as a blender, but it could be a nice lining for a bag or something other big. So I feel like this could be a good fabric. And it was funny when I got this because I knew there was going to be quite a bit on the bolt. And so I was like, well, it's 50% off, so maybe I'll just kill the bolt. The lady at the register had measured out 3 5/8 yard, I think is what it was. Something like that, like 3.5 yards, right around there. And she had already bought some of this because she's going to turn this into a shirt. Now I could see it like that. She's going to make a garment out of this. And I was like, okay. And she kept talking about, oh, I might have to call you. I might need to buy some of this. I might run out. And so I had offered, I was like, I don't need all 3.5 yards. The only reason why I was going to kill the bolt is because it had a red dot sticker on it. This is totally an impulse buy. Would you like me to leave 1.5 yards for you or 2 yards? And I'll just take whatever you don't want. And she thought about it for a minute and she told me thank you, but no thank you. She thought she had enough. And I was like, okay. So I just took the rest of the bolt because I figured it was half off, right? I was getting almost 4 yards for the price of almost 2. So I would have committed to 2 yards if this was normal price. So I just figured I could take the rest of it. So that's my haul video from yesterday. And now we're done because there wasn't a whole lot of...
And now she's done.
And now we're done. Don't forget, if you guys have a channel, you can use !selfie in the chat tonight to promote your channel. That will help people find you, check out your content. And if they like what they see, they will subscribe and watch more of your content. So feel free to drop that in the live stream at any point tonight. I'm going to get busy sewing. So the first thing that, Mom, by the way, is still working on the, what did I call that? The dancing squares pattern?
I have, because I found a mistake I couldn't unsee.
You guys, Mom, tell them the story about how far you got with the quilt and what you're doing now. But you got to maybe,
The quilt top was put together, y'all. Yeah. It was all pieced.
100%. Except for the border. Except for the border. We even hung it up on the shelves behind me. Yep. She took a picture. We were going to add borders.
And then I saw a mistake.
What mistake did you see?
Well, the little things in the middle were going the wrong way on some of them. They weren't sewn exactly right, so I had to take it apart to put them all going the same way. At which time I found I had really bad seam allowances.
So Mom has been, for the past 2 or 3 weeks now.
7 weeks. I've been working on this.
No, well, 7 weeks in total, but since then... It's been about 2 or 3.
Yep.
She has been ripping out every single block.
She's not wrong.
And resewing every single block. Not ripping the blocks out of the quilt. Rip the whole quilt out.
Down to the center of the square.
Took every single block out and took every single block apart.
Yes.
And she's putting it back together. And every time she does, she says... I'm so happy I did this.
I do.
So all that to say, sometimes what brings you joy in your sewing room isn't just getting something finished. It's doing it.
And then redoing it so it's right.
or doing it the way that makes you happy. And this is what's bringing her joy. So if you are that perfectionist quilter out there, please do not be discouraged when other people say they leave their mistakes in it, like I do. All right.
But I couldn't unsee it.
Well, and I think that's the trick, right? Once you see a mistake that you can't unsee, if you are at a point of no return, like the quilt's quilted, you're going to have to deal with it.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't quilted, it was pieced. So then the next question is, okay, how much work is it going to be to undo all of that? How much time is it going to take? And are those things that I am willing to pay? Am I willing to give that time? Am I willing to give that effort? You can come in. Yeah?
I was just telling you, food's all done.
I can't eat right now. I'm on a live stream. I'll eat later.
Oh, okay.
It was good.
Anyway, Jason made wings on the grill, and I'm really excited to try some of those. But I'm not going to sit here and eat in front of you. So we'll wait. I only have about a half an hour before Donna's live. I will enjoy my wings while Donna is talking to Karen Brown. So, anywho, ask yourself if you're willing to pay the price for the time and the energy to take it apart and fix it. And if you are, then who cares what someone else would do? Do what works for you, right?
Right.
Right. All right.
I found that you really do need to keep it a 1/4 inch in your seams. Not an 1/8 of an inch.
Yes. Yep. Mom,
Funny how things will work better that way.
move your phone away from your microphone, please. Thank you. I'm getting messages that the audio was crackling. It was probably interference from your phone because they were literally right next to each other.
Well, not no more.
Shelley said, but I'm eating in front of you.
What are you eating, Shelley? Inquiry minds need to know.
Let me know if the audio is better for anybody out there that was curious about that.
I would
Okay.
like some ice cream now.
Well, there's some in the freezer.
Is there?
Yep, drumsticks.
Oh.
All right, so I need to get moving. I can't keep talking to you. I got to get moving because I got to get this done.
She's got to do it, folks.
I got to get this done. Okay, I am going to work with...
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Just let it all hang out, Mom.
I am so sorry. I opened my mouth to talk, and it just fell out.
You didn't open your mouth to talk. You just opened your mouth. All right. So there's a couple of ways that I can do this. I'm probably going to use this cork. It's fun. It's cork. I like the print on this one better, but well, it is Sally Tomato. I think I'm going to use the Sally Tomato one because
Sally Tomato?
I think this one's prettier, but it's got, if I'm being honest, it's not as good of a quality. Let me show you why I say that. And I don't think it's because it's Sally Tomato. I think it's still crackling. I don't know what else to turn your microphone off.
I don't
Just
know
hand
how.
it here. Just hand it here. I don't know why we're crackling.
Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies.
Is that, let me know if that's better. I turned Mom's microphone off. You'll just hear her in the background.
That's fine, because Mom's sewing.
Okay. I'll have to wait and see if people tell me it's better.
Okay. Speak right up.
Might have been the other transmitter. I don't know. Linda says it's better, so I'll wait and see what comes. While I'm waiting for that, let me keep going and tell you why I feel like this. Ooh, it's a little slow. The whole processor's a little slow. Okay, this has kind of got like this silver metallic printed on here on top of the cork. And it might just be because this is old. I don't know. But if I bring you in really tight, and I'll hold this up to the camera so you can see, a few areas where the glitter had been or something. I'm trying to find where I saw it. Here, right in here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's areas where the cork, you can see it from the back. Like, I can't show you. Oh, you kind of see it. Do you see right now when I'm holding it how it looks like it's speckled with glitter? It's like when they stamped the glitter onto the cork and it's not cork, it's like a fabric. It's like a very, 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 very thin cork that's been fused onto a fusible. And when they stamped the glitter onto it, it kind of rubbed away whatever the cork finish was. So it doesn't feel the same. It's not very thick. It doesn't feel great, especially when I compare it to something like this, which is a cork fabric. On this side, it feels like a felt. It's sturdier, it's thicker, and I feel like this is going to hold up more. So I love this print, but because I'm not going to do any lining or any interfacing, or I'm not going to put anything on the inside, I want something that's a little bit more substantial. So I think I'm going to use this. So there's a couple of ways that I can do this. The pattern that I used for this before is on Sarah Lawson, So Sweetness. It was on her website, and what she essentially did is she cut out a rectangle that she wanted, and then she cut a hole in the middle and sewed the zipper into the hole so that you had kind of like little zipper tabs on either side, and then just put it together. She has a free pattern that you can download, and it even accompanies a free tutorial on her website. I'm not sure, it's my mic? Okay, hold on. Maybe it's rubbing against my shirt. Hold on, one more second. Can you guys hear me? Tell me if it's better. Maybe it's the cord. I am not wearing the right shirt for a live stream. Tell me if this is better. Okay, tell me if it's better now. If it's still not good, then we'll just go to a different microphone because that's all I have to offer you. I can't do anything else about this. Okay, so the other thing that we can do is just cut out 2 rectangles and sew them together like we would a typical pouch. The thing though with this cork fabric is that I don't need to sew it right sides together and then turn it inside out, because cork fabric doesn't fray. So I can just cut out the sizes that I need and sew them wrong sides together. So I'm trying to figure out in my head the best way to do it. And because I'm going to be working with Zipper by the Yard, everybody's saying it's better. Okay, good. Keep telling me if it's better. Because I'm using Zipper by the Yard, I don't have the metal tabs that are on the zipper tape that you would normally have if you were to have just bought a zipper. And I want to use this zipper tape. So I am going to grab this head for my zipper. I am going to cut a rectangular piece out of the cork fabric, and I'm going to cut a hole in it and stitch the zipper in, because it's actually not that hard. So the first thing that I have to figure out is how big do I want my little change purse to be. I'm thinking like a 6x9 size would be great. So that's what I'm going to cut, like a 6x9 piece of fabric folded in half. So if I do a 9-inch this way, 6 inches across, then my wallet is going to be 6 inches, and then half of 9 inches would be 4.5, because I'm going to fold it in half. So it'd be like a 6x4.5, and I think that would be perfect. So I don't have to worry about seam allowances here really, because I'm going to sew it wrong sides together. It's going to be finished right away. Though if I wanted that extra room, I totally could. So I'm just going to cut 6x9. This doesn't need to be super accurate. Just like that. And then I'm going to find the center of this 6x9 rectangle. Oh, I have some tape on this that was keeping that roll shut. Oops. Put that over here. Yes, this cork was not from So Sweetness, but it is the same cork that she would have sold. Just going to crease this with my finger. I can kind of see where it is a little bit, but it's not going to be the same as like with quilting cotton. So I'm going to get an air-soluble pen. This is great because I don't need the heat to make it disappear. It'll just disappear on its own. And on the wrong side of this fabric, and it's not water soluble, so I don't have to steam it. It'll just disappear with air. I'm going to draw a line directly in the middle so I can see where that is. Now I know I'm figuring all this out as I go, guys. I know for my zipper, I want to see just a little bit of that zipper tape. So I'm going to measure how wide this zipper is. It looks like it's 1.25 inches. So I'm going to leave myself an inch opening. So on either side of that line, I'm going to draw another line that is about 1/2 inch away from that. That'll be my guides for where my zipper is going to be. And then the next thing I'm going to figure out is how far in do I want the cork fabric to be for like the zipper tabs. And I feel like 1/2 inch here would be good too. So I'm just going to measure 1/2 inch from over here. I'm going to draw a line. And now I'm going to measure 1/2 inch over here. And I just realized I made a boo-boo. I need to make sure that I have room on either side of this center line, which is where I want my zipper teeth to land, for the cork fabric to hit the zipper tape. So rather than being over a full 1/2 inch on either side of that, that would make it too big. I'm going to come in 1/4 inch on either side. So I'm going to come back in here and draw one more line, 1/4 inch from either side of that first line I did right down the center. Do you guys like watching my brain try to process things and work through it? Because sometimes I feel like my brain don't work. I'm reinforcing or redrawing those 1/2 inch marks. Okay, now I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut this 1/2 inch piece of cork out of the middle. And to do that, I'm just going to fold this in half and grab a pair of snips and make a slit. And then I'm going to come in here and just cut on that line that is 1/4 inch away from that center line and 1/2 inch away from the sides. The beauty of showing you what I'm doing on camera is that ultimately you can see what I'm doing. So even if I might be explaining it wrong, you get a better understanding of what I'm doing because I'm demonstrating it right here. Now, Sarah Lawson does have a template that you can download for free on her website and print it out and cut it out and just trace it onto your cork fabric so that you don't have to figure all this out on your own. I just didn't know that that's what I was going to make until I was already live. And so printing something out and getting all of the paper and everything ready while I'm already on live is not necessarily conducive to hosting a live stream. So I've got to kind of figure it out on the fly. So now I have something that looks a little bit like this. My next step is to take my zipper tape and I'm going to just kind of lay it in here so that I have enough that kind of goes through here, right? And I'm going to grab a rotary cutter and I'm going to cut this off just like that. I do have a little bit extending off each side of that. That's fine. I'm going to deal with that later. I want to lay this, before we do anything else, let me put my zipper head on there because I was about to sew it in. So to put my zipper head on here, I don't know if you guys know this trick or not. I like to cut one side of the zipper tape so it's just a little bit shorter than the other side. And then I turn it around so that the odd ends are away from me. I separate the teeth and then I grab the zipper head. I put it on the longer side first because I'm right-handed, that's on my right side. And then when the zipper head gets about to where the short edge is, I just do the motion that you normally would do when you're zipping up a coat, and there you go. You don't need any tool, any special, nothing. I'm going to leave the head of this zipper right in the middle because I don't want to sew over the head of the zipper. But I can sew over my zipper teeth because that's a nylon zipper, even though it looks metallic. I want to get this straight-ish. If it's not perfectly straight, nobody's going to know but me because it's going to be for me. So I'm just going to clip each side. Zaza says, I like seeing how your thought process works, Becca. I like seeing how my thought process works too, because I don't always know how it's going to work when I start. This is just going to kind of help hold it in there. And then I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch right next to the edge, like 1/8 of an inch, right? Because I want to make sure that I'm hitting the zipper tape underneath. I'm going to sew right next to the edge of that cork fabric all the way around. So edge stitch this down. Again, I'm not using any special tools. I'm not even using a special presser foot. When I get to where the head of my zipper is, I'm just going to lift my foot up and pull the zipper head back so I can keep going. I'm going to come down to the edge, down here, leave my needle down, pivot, come across to those zipper teeth, pivot, pivot, pivot. Man, I might have time to make 2 of these tonight. I'm almost done.
I'm glad Donna's feeling better.
Me too. Mom said she's glad Donna's feeling better. I don't know if you guys could hear her or not. Okay. Now that that is sewn, good grief, Becca, what the heck? Now that this is sewn into place, I'm just gonna pull the cork back a little bit. I'm gonna grab my scissors and I'm going to cut so that I have, do you see how I'm a little shy of the side of the cork? That's just gonna make the bulk right here a little bit nicer. I wanna leave about 1/4 of an inch away. So I'm not gonna go all the way over to the stitch, but I'm gonna come over a decent bit. Then my last step is to put this wrong sides together. The zipper should now be flush at the top, and I'm just gonna clip this all the way around. If you want to round off your corners at all, this is a great time to do that. You could grab something that's circular and just draw it here and cut it off. It makes it feel a little bit more polished. Look at how cute that's going to be. But before I do this, I am going to go into my little tin. I keep this little tin. It's actually, I think this is a tin that I got from, yep, it's from Paris. So my friend that I grew up with, his name is Glenn. He's a flight attendant. He is responsible for most of the thimbles that I have. He collects them from overseas for me, but he also has bought me a couple of tins. This had some chocolates in it. He got it for me from Paris. Those chocolates are long since gone, and now this holds all of my labels. Like all of my fun little labels that I want to put into projects. And I do have a little organza bag that has these little fold labels that are made to be sewn into projects that say Sew Becca on them. I got these off of Etsy. So I'm just going to fold this in half and I'm going to figure out where I want to put it. I think I'm going to put it, let's see. When I open the zipper, it'll be there. So this is the closed side. I think I'm going to put it over here. Wherever I put it, I'm just going to stick it out a little bit. Put the raw edges on the inside of that. Line it up so that the words are nice and straight. And then I'll put a clip over top of it. Just like that. Now I'm going to take this back over to the sewing machine and stitch 1/4 of an inch on either side. Now remember, when I do this, I can go through the zipper tape, but because I trimmed that zipper tape in a little bit more, I shouldn't have as much bulk on the sides. Okay. I am going to back stitch at the start and finish of this. This bulk up here is not particularly helpful. So I'm going to start down a little bit, and then I will just back. Whoop. It didn't want to go. Okay. This is why they tell you when you're sewing with cork to use a Teflon foot, but you can sew without that. You just got to be careful. There we go. You have to kind of help the cork move. It's not going to be as smooth. It's not going to glide over your machine as nicely as your fabric does, but it will go. You just might have to give it a little push, a little pull to get it to go through if you're not using any special tools. There are a lot of special tools out there that you can use for this. I'm just not taking the time to go get them because my project isn't going to take that long to do. By the time I dig everything out, I could have been done. And there we go. That's it. Little wallet done. Inside, I've got that really soft lining. This is thicker. It feels substantial. I'm just going to trim my thread. My mom would be proud of me for doing that.
Yes, I'm very proud.
She said, yes, I'm very proud. That's it. Bada bing, bada boom. What do you think?
Stop, it's irritating me.
Mom's going to stop working on her quilt because she's made another boo-boo and now she's getting irritated. She has been learning very much the importance of when it's frustrating you, walk away.
Walk away, Jen.
Walk away.
Walk away.
Now you could, if you wanted to give this bag a little bit more body, you could cut this a bit bigger and box these corners and it would stand up on its own. But this isn't really made to be like a pouch. It's just meant to be like a little sleeve that you're holding stuff for. I'm on a live stream. Okay, bye. Everybody wants to come in here tonight.
Should I leave?
Apparently, I don't know. All right, so that's my project. Like, what do you think, Mom?
Oh, I like.
Yeah? Mom likes it? Oops.
I don't want it, though.
Mom doesn't want it, though, she said. Not bad.
I think it's cute.
What do you guys think?
It's not a Nancy thing.
Yeah, I think it'll be good as like a little change purse. Oh, also, by the way, let me just show you really quick. I'll just show you without the fancy setup because I just need the overhead. You could have an instance where your cork fabric, because this drives me insane. It happens to me all the time. You could have an instance where your cork fabric is not perfectly on top of one another. It's not perfectly lined up. And so if that bothers you, you can come in and clean it up with your rotary cutter. Just make sure that you're not cutting through your stitching and you're keeping it straight and parallel to the stitching that you laid down. Your rotary cutter is going to be your best friend to go through both of those layers at the same time so that now they're even. Oh, that feels so much better.
Yeah,
This side's
drives
good.
me crazy.
Yeah, that side's good. And if this should not fray, but if you are worried about it, you could take some fray check and just put a little bit of it along the sides, all three of these sides, and it should be fine. You can even run it along the top of the zipper. And if you wanted to get even fancier, I've got some other hardware. This is my zipper hardware tin. It keeps all my zippers in there. You could even take a little lobster clasp that's on a swivel, right? I didn't have one that matched this metal color, so I didn't do it. And you could make a little key fob that kind of hangs off of here, and then you could clip it.
Pretty cute.
Yep. Laura's asking, could you use a walking foot on cork? Potentially, although I've not really ever tried it. I honestly don't even own a Teflon foot, which is what they tell you to use if you're going to sew with cork.
Well, what's the difference between a Teflon foot and what she has to
A walking foot?
Yeah.
So a walking foot is designed to take, like, the top of the foot helps bring the fabric in.
Oh, okay.
So it's like an even feed type thing. Normally what happens is your presser foot sits on top of the fabric and your feed dogs are doing this motion to pull your fabric in. Mm-hmm. But when you add a walking foot, you do...
It gets both layers.
Yeah, like, look how uncoordinated I am. But they kind of both, like, they go up and down at the same time and they go back and forth at the same time. So it's like... It's like rub your tummy and pat your head. I can't do both. Like, look at me. I'm not. So that's kind of the idea of a walking foot. The Teflon foot is made out of like a non-stick plastic material.
Oh, okay.
And so the fabric, like vinyl, leather, cork, will glide a little bit better under your machine. But the foot isn't necessarily always my problem. It's the plate,
Yeah.
because that's metal. And so you can do things to the plate of your machine to help reduce that drag as well. You can put some washi tape on it, or just lay out some material that is slick. There's a ton of different things out there, and I'm sure the chat's going to go pretty crazy in just a moment with all sorts of suggestions. And that's the beautiful part of being on a live stream, is even though I might remember the answer or have it, if I can't recall it on a live stream, some of you out there who are super talented will, and you'll be able to jump in and be like, oh, she's talking about this. I use this. Use this. So listen to the chat. I just don't remember what those things are called. But you saw how quick this was to go together. What did it take me, like 10 minutes? Yerp. Easy peasy, no lemon squeezy. All right, so we've got 15 minutes before Donna's live stream, so we're gonna pop over in just a moment, and we're gonna do a, you know what? I should give this away. Look at me. I was like, oh, I just made one for me, for my car, and here I am like, oh, I should give this away.
You should put it in your car. You've been wanting one for years.
Yeah, okay, I'll put it in my car.
But if you wanted, you could make one to give away.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. We'll see.
And I cannot let this live stream go by without saying hello to my sweet Georgia Peach.
Oh, yeah, you've been waiting a whole hour to say that, huh?
Yep.
So if you guys are working on something tonight, post a picture in the Facebook group, !Facebook in the chat. We'll get you a link over there. I'm going to pop over into the Facebook group in just a moment. We'll take a look and see what you guys have been working on. And that should give us time to end our tailgating session and go join Donna for the kickoff to her return with Karen Brown, which, like, come on, if you've got to take time off for health reasons, like a significant period of time, what better way to return to your normal time slot than to be accompanied by Karen Brown herself? Like, color me jealous.
Jealous.
Not really. I'm very happy for her.
Is
So
that green I see on your face?
I'm not. No, not at all. I've met Karen a few times. She's super nice. I'm a member of her monthly club, so I get to join on her monthly Zooms because I do the channel support thing on her channel. She's a lovely lady, wealth full of knowledge, absolutely walking encyclopedia. Like she's an awesome person to work with, an awesome person to talk to, an awesome person to learn from.
Go to the Facebook group before you forget.
Yep, I will. We're going to go to the Facebook group. I'm just trying to give people a moment to post their pictures. Yeah.
Where's Ian?
Right here.
Hi, Ian.
Mom says hi, Ian.
Mom says hi to Tiff.
Mom says hi to Tiff. Mom says hi to everybody. Oh, hello, Susie Rose Finley. I did not say hi to you earlier. She says, I'm working on trying to cool off. She's out in Vegas area.
Ooh,
Cheryl Pickett says, I can't sew. I hurt my right hand. Oh, no. Oh, no. Katie, the Greenland Quilter, is here in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Katrina Howe says, I just got in 3 backing fabrics. My next job is to take them to the long armor one at a time.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Laura G says, thank you for that tip. Washi tape over the plate. You're welcome. So I think they make a product called Supreme Slider, and I think Amy Dement mentioned that in the chat too. So that's another thing that you can use. But there's a ton of different things that you can use out there. Just do some research, do a Google search, do a YouTube search, find the thing that works for you and try it. And if it doesn't work, keep trying until you find something that you like.
Yep.
What is it about the left adjusting foot that someone was talking about? So the left compensating foot, I have a binding tutorial out there that you can go watch. Please do. And what I use my left compensating foot for is when I'm finishing binding by machine. I sew it to the back of the quilt and then I pull it around to the front. And then that left compensating foot has a ledge on the left side. And so if I line up my seam or the bulk of my fabric, in this case it's the binding fabric that I've pulled around to the front, if I butt cut that fold up against with the left edge, that hinge that's right there, then my needle is always going to stay a few threads to the, like 1/8 of an inch to the right of where that ledge is. And so I'm always, always, always going to stay on my binding fabric when I'm stitching it from the front. You'll see the stitching. So if that's important to you, to not see it, then you'll want to get a thread that coordinates with your binding fabric so that it blends in really nicely. Hello, Fallon. By the way, did you guys see that Fallon has a new pattern out using flying geese? And
Oh, my nemesis.
yes, so if flying geese are your nemesis like Mom's are, you could most likely, and I don't know because I haven't downloaded her free pattern yet, but if flying geese are your nemesis, you could most likely use my FPP templates for flying geese, which are in my Etsy shop. And if you're a VIP member, they're in the VIP download area for free. So those packs will give you FPP templates for a variety of sizes of flying geese. And what you probably need to make are in that pack. So
there you go.
There's a little plug for you. All right, let's go to the Facebook group.
Let's go.
Let's go to the Facebook group.
You don't know Doc Stephenson.
Wait a minute, hold on. Ian's helping me. He's saying, let me find it here. So guess who, Nancy, is asking, Becca, did you hear my great news? And I did not. So I want to know what your great news was. No, Auntie Nancy Jean is not pregnant, Mom. So funny. I'm waiting. I'm eager here. This is where the delay sucks because now I'm like,
Go, Becky, go.
Cheryl Pickett is asking, do you recommend any BO.S? I don't know if BO.S is BOMS, like block of the months, or it's supposed to be BOXES, like boxes, like subscription boxes. I don't know what that is. Or is it BOOS, like booze? Do you recommend any booze? My husband is my boo, but he is not available for you. Okay. So Nancy Jean says her good news is that she is a jukey girl just like you. She said, I'm a jukey girl like you. Yay! Welcome to the Jukey Club. Once you go jukey, you never go backy.
I didn't care for your jukey.
Well, Mom doesn't. Mom doesn't love the jukey, but she can sew on it. Mom likes all of the bells and whistles, and I feel like that's a camp, right? That is completely like that. That's a divide in the quilting community. It doesn't mean that you can't get along, but it's just like with fabric and everything else. You have a preference. Mom likes the machine that has all the bells and whistles. She doesn't really use any of the extra stitches. She uses one stitch.
Yep.
That's it. But the machine threads your needle. It winds her bobbin without a hassle. She doesn't have to oil it. It does all the things. So she could care less about the computerized stitches. What she really likes is the auto threading, and without having to put it in exact places. Like she just goes up over the bar hook and into a loop and presses a button, and the whole, like, she just sits on her hands and everything.
And then you pull it out and it's all done.
It's all done. So. And then on the other hand, there are folks that love jukies for the piecing. It's fat because if all you're going to use is a straight stitch, just go. So Linda says she loves her juki for piecing because it's just a straight stitch. It does everything she needs. But when she wants her stitches, she likes her faff. So, so the juke, the yeah, I can't remember. I know some folks are telling me this, but let me be even more clear. Not only is Auntie Nancy Jean a jukey girl, but she's a jukey girl thanks to Fallon from So Be It Quilts.
Yay.
So Fallon had a giveaway, and it's so funny. She had a giveaway because she has a shop. She's been selling things. It's been open for a year, and their 1-year celebration was to give away a Juki TL18, just like what I'm using right here. I think it was a TL18, but it might have been a 2010, but it was a Juki, courtesy of So Yeah. They donated it for her to give away. So anybody that bought from her shop in the past year was automatically entered. If you had an order in, you were automatically entered. And the first person they polled, she was like, thanks, but I was just buying some things for a friend who sews. I don't need the machine. So they had to pull another name. And I guess they pulled another name. I don't know who they pulled. Couldn't tell you. And I don't know if Nancy is the third person that they pulled, but they had a hard time giving the machine away. An expensive Juki. So I'm glad that somebody got it, but I'm even kind of a little bit more glad that it's somebody that I feel like I've talked to before, so I know where it went. So a small world, you know what I mean? Aunt Nancy Jean. Aunt Nancy Jean. All right. Let's go ahead and head over to the Sew and Tell and see what you guys have been working on. We've only got about 5 minutes before Donna goes live, so we're going to do this pretty quickly. We'll just spend about 5 or 10 minutes looking, and then we're going to end the stream and go over and support Donna in her wonderful return with Karen Brown. All right, so the very first, I do want to mention this. There is a pin in here. Please feel free to go read it, but I just want to remind you that in any of my Facebook groups, there is no soliciting. Don't try to sell stuff. Don't beg. Don't ask. And if you see somebody selling, please do not try to buy it. Just report the post, period.
And no politics.
Well, somebody got scammed out of $100.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
And I'm not going to say anything else. All right. Janelle Mariachi said, I finished this quilt using the Dancing Stars pattern from So Be It Quilts. Such a fun pattern. Mom, I think you could do this. That might be fun for you. I actually saw a quilt pattern at Retreat or at the quilt shop yesterday that I think you could do that we'll talk about. Pooja says, I got the binding ready for the whale quilt. I can't wait to get it back from the quilter. In the meantime, I started my first wool applique, learning the stitches as I go. Mary Lou Lyon says, I made this quilt because I fell in love with it when I saw Jenny make it. It was so easy to make. I think Mom would love to do something like that, actually.
The blue one?
Yeah. I could see you doing that.
Yeah, maybe.
Sophie Bertel says, I just got this pic from my sister of a quilt I sent to the UK, from the UK to Australia. My mom took it in her suitcase. Not worked on this weekend, but the picture finally arrived of it in place in its new home tonight. Oh, so pretty. All of those flying geese units. Texas Donna. I've been really busy lately trying to finish up UFOs while keeping up with my block of the months. Way too many projects going on. I love those star blocks, those like feathered stars. Those are really pretty. Yeah, those
I like
are nice.
the colors.
Yeah, that too. All of the above. All of the above.
Oh, I like that one.
I'm coming to it. Laura Green says, I've been working on a picnic quilt using fabrics from my stash. It's not my design. She is at the point of picking fabric for her backing. Andrew just finished the quilt last weekend and created this block with scraps during the live stream tonight. Wow, you did that during the live stream tonight. And also, how pretty. I love everything about it. It's great. And I bet Stephanie Harris loves the green in that block. Sophie Bertel says, I hope to practice my free motion quilting on this wall hanging this weekend. I will love it and hang it even if I mess up. That's my promise to myself.
Very nice.
Very nice. I like it. I like how the star legs are kind of wonky. Yeah. But still accurate.
Yeah.
So Blessed by Jessica says, my week's worth staying cool in this humidity. Okay, I love both of those quilts.
Yeah, I especially love the one on the left.
Yeah, this one. This is the one that Mom likes with the stars and the different colors. I think she probably also likes that color palette.
I do.
Yep. Julie Bannister is sewing blocks for her strawberry garden quilt. Danelle Stevens is listening while working on getting motivated to sandwich a quilt. Anthea is working on her temperature block for May 2024. Oh, there we go. That's awesome. Day, Jersey, and Julie are all finally together. So these three ladies are going to be at the quilting retreat that I will be at next week. They posted a picture of them doing this. I love it. I'm so excited to see them. I'm so excited that they're having a blast. They get to spend the weekend together before we get to hang out with them for a whole week. So I'm really excited about that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, fun, exciting, refreshing drive from where you are at up to Pennsylvania.
Is there going to be a live next Friday?
There will not be a live next Friday. Thank you for asking, Mom. Well, as of right now, maybe we'll change that. We'll see how we feel when we get there. But right now, I am not planning to do a live stream next week. I'm planning to take the Friday off and just enjoy the time with everybody that's at the retreat. Like, I want to enjoy the ladies that I am going to be with. And I feel like if I have to lug a computer and all the things to do the live stream, I'm not going to enjoy it as much. So I just want to focus on being in the moment and being present with my friends. All right. I think I went through everything in here. I'm just scrolling again to make sure I haven't missed anything. We're going to refresh one more time. And then I'm going to have some chicken wings.
I'm going to get some ice cream.
I hope Mom's going to get some ice cream.
I already did the chicken wings.
She already did the chicken wings. Katie Vaught says she's trying to add some interest to the top and bottom borders of Continuum. Okay, so she's putting together some like square and a square diamond shapes. Oh my goodness, Wendy Curtis finished a Lone Star quilt in red, white, and blue. Did you see that?
Is it at the top now?
Yeah, it's at the top now. She posted it like 2 minutes ago.
Let me go take a look.
Wow, and the quilting on it. She's even given detailed pictures of the quilting. Yep.
Ooh.
So pretty. All right, Donna should be starting in just a moment. So I'm going to go grab the link directly to her live tonight. Also, if you're not near your computer, it is not live yet. So we're going to sit here until she is. But when she does go live, this will be the link. When she does go live, we will see it in just a moment. So let's just give her a minute and see when she goes, because I don't want to dump you guys all over and have her not be live. Oh, she's live now. All right, so we're done. There is a link in the chat you can click on, but if you're not near your device, don't worry about it, because as soon as the broadcast finishes on the airwaves here, it's going to dump you over at Donna's live stream automatically. You shouldn't have to do anything else. So just sit and wait, or click the link that's in the chat. Either way, friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you over at Donna's Party with Karen Brown. Have a great couple of weeks. I've got a couple of pre-recorded videos that are going to be trickling out while I'm at retreat, so you won't miss me too much because I'll still be around. I just won't be live next Friday. I'll see you guys all later. Bye, friends.